Does it work?
It work.
It work. We've become Russian podcast.
This Russian podcast. Can you drive car?
Nobody
This
gets
isn't
that
no,
joke.
that's an inside joke. Should we just get to the
Yes,
Let's
yes.
get to it.
Let's. Woohoo!
Well, hello there, listeners, and welcome to another episode of the Are We Better Friends Yet podcast.
We're here
I'm
again.
your host, Marcela. And with me is the ever so lovely Dianne van Giersbergen. Today we are diving deep into the subconscious world of our minds
What?
as we explore the realm of dreams and nightmares. What? If you don't
Going deep in the first seconds. Again.
Yes, no, if you like this, then watch out because it's going to get even better. We're going to unravel the mysterious tapestry of our sleeping thoughts. Those vivid stories our brains tell us when we are fast asleep and maybe interpret what they actually mean, or at least pretend to do so. But before we get started, Dianne, it's been a really long time.
Well, not for us, but for
since
the
we
podcast.
recorded our last episode.
Yes.
Anything interesting happened in your life since the last episode that you would like to share with our listeners? Start
gosh.
from the beginning.
So, well, I was born in. I don't know. Now I have to do quick math. That makes me 25,
Yes.
which I cannot do.
Well, it's actually 2025. Huh? If you were born in the year 2000.
Yeah, it was the year 2000.
It was the year 2000.
When was our last podcast?
I looked it up.
Somewhere 24.
And now I forgot. Yeah, I think it was. Hold on. I think we published it around begin December.
Well,
last
I
year.
had a great Christmas holiday. Thank you for asking. Christmas and gosh, I don't know. Well, the highlight is obviously that I'm about to release my 5th single out of 10 from my solo album.
Yay!
So I think that is putting everything together, and then that's the highlight.
Fantastic.
Yeah. On the day of recording this, it's only 6 days away. So
Oh my goodness.
yes,
Oh, so excited.
it's exactly 6 months from your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So when my single releases, you'll be 25 and a half.
25 and a half. Oh, I can't wait. Sounds like such a beautiful age.
Well, we can know because we've been 25 for a while now.
Yeah, I remember.
Everyone tuning in is like,
What?
is thinking like, did I listen to this podcast already? It sounds so familiar. Them going on
Déjà
about being
vu.
25.
Déjà, I don't know how to say heard in French. Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress.
Okay.
Great.
Yes.
Christmas, single. Working on the new single. It's coming out. I already heard it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Very cool. Great.
Very folky,
Yes, but also
is
very
interesting.
nice. Very.
but also very nice.
I do like folk. I do like folk.
Oh, okay.
No, but I mean, it's different from what you've done before, and it's also very nice. I think
yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
meut to say.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
So, tell me about you. Who are you?
About me. Well, I was born in 2000. No, I did have a great time celebrating the holidays. I was in Mexico. I think we talked about this before on the previous episode.
Yeah.
That I was going to go to Mexico for 6 weeks. I actually went.
And you're back.
I'm back. That was great. Had some great shows with Epica in Mexico.
Yes. Can we talk about the audience, though?
Yeah, that was so great. So great. So fantastic.
I mean, I've seen pictures and...
Yes, 10,000 people. Auditorio Nacional, which is an epic venue in Mexico City. And they were all so nice, and
Huge.
so proud of me being Mexican.
Yes.
and I'm being there. So that was very nice. Spent a great month with my family. It was brilliant. And this year has been great so far. I've been writing new music for a new album. It's going really well. I'm very excited about it. And
Yay! And making steps for a release.
yes.
Right. I won't say anything more than that because I don't want to give away anything.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's yes, I am going to release a little EP later this year. And more on that later.
Yay!
Now that we're all caught up, let's dive into this fascinating topic: dreams and nightmares.
Yeah.
Those mysterious movies that play in our heads while we're asleep. Some leave us feeling refreshed and inspired. Others have us waking up in cold sweats, wondering what on earth our brain is trying to tell us.
Yeah. We are talking about future boyfriends and ex-boyfriend, right? Dreams and nightmares. I prepared for that. No, we're not.
That would work. That would work. No.
Yeah,
There's a lot of ideas coming to my
You're
head.
out.
Okay, I'm out. All right. But as always, we're gonna discuss this topic: dreams and nightmares, not previous boyfriends and future boyfriends. We can always do another husband, future husbands, future. We're gonna talk about dreams and nightmares with a couple of statements, and you know how it works. I hope that you know.
Yeah.
Statement number 1.
Yes.
Which is from you.
Well, I'm really curious what I came up with.
My recurring dreams are trying to tell me something important that I'm completely missing in real life.
Yes. So how about that?
Are they?
Well, that is the question. Well, it's not my statement exactly, but I see this come by and I thought this is a very interesting statement to discuss. Because
do you have recurring dreams? First, tell me.
Yes, that's a good question to start with. I surely have.
Yeah.
There's this one dream that keeps on repeating itself and pops up when I don't expect it, which is pretty obviously because when you sleep, you don't expect anything. But it's more like a phase in which I think, okay, I've moved past this. And then all of a sudden, like, bam, there's this dream again. Every time in a different setting. But the dream is always the same. There is one more show to play with Xandria.
Yeah. Oh.
And then most of the time I find myself already in the backstage, like fully dressed, makeup on, microphone in hand, or even on stage looking around like, damn, everyone's here. And the funny thing, it's always the same. Everyone's there except for one member, which is also the member I'm okay with not seeing again, which is... just gonna leave it at that. Yeah. So he's also never in my dreams, and this dream just comes back every now and then. And the weird thing is, I'm freaked out by it, and on the other hand, it's also kind of closure-ish.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is an interesting statement, because I don't think the dream is trying to tell me something about real life, like give a call of action.
Yeah. It's not like a premonition or whatever.
But it is telling me, look, you haven't processed it fully, and I'm helping you with this.
Right. Do you think it could also, because that is maybe, I always thought that the feelings or the emotions that we have in such a dream, they might be related to similar emotions that we experience in real life in a different situation, you know? So you don't have the shows anymore.
Yeah.
But maybe how you felt then.
During the shows.
No, the emotions that spark when you think about the idea, like, oh, I'm still performing with Xandria.
Yeah, it's more about the interactions that we had as a band. It's more that I get to talk to him or him again.
Right.
And then because it all ended like really sudden.
Oh,
and then there never was this final conversation, and then somehow in the dreams there is a final conversation again with an open ending, but it feels like leaving on good terms.
Yeah.
Not that that's something that I would initiate, but still my head does that for me. Right. And then sometimes I wake up and I'm like, okay, so now everything's good.
Right.
So it's really weird. So somehow my dreams are being therapeutic.
That's kind of cool. Like looking for closure.
Yeah. Well, I'm not looking my head apparently.
Yeah. It's to find some kind of peace with it, maybe. Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting. Well, I had to think about it, the emotional part, because I know for a fact I do have a recurring dream, which is that I'm suddenly back at the university where I studied. I majored in computer systems engineering in Monterrey, Mexico, in the Universidad de Monterrey. We've talked about this before. But I very often dream that I'm back at the university and that I'm standing there, watching people go to classes, and I realize that I don't have my diploma yet because I still have to do like 3 classes. Is
this true?
No, of course not.
Some classes?
No. I finished everything. I have my diploma. And even as I'm saying this, I'm doubting, because every time this dream makes me doubt so much.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there. I'm like, oh yeah, I still have to take this and this and this. Because I haven't, passed those exams, so I have to do them again. But I don't even know what my time schedule is, and I don't know where the classroom is. Like, how am I going to find out?
Yeah.
And I always start thinking in my dream, like, hold on, no, I graduated. But in my dream, I also come up with a reason why I didn't really graduate. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and every time I'm like, trying to find a computer so that I can log into the system so that I can see what time my classes are. But this always gives me the same feeling of being unprepared.
Yeah.
So I always dream this when I am doing something where I also feel unprepared and stressed. Do you know what I mean? Or if I feel overwhelmed with something, it's always the same thing. Because now, for instance, this year has been very nice, very relaxed.
Yeah.
Not too many stressful moments so far. Hopefully, let's keep it that way.
But last year wasn't. So did you then have stress dreams?
But 2023, for instance, it's already very long ago. But then when we were doing Arian and the Stream of Passion EP and everything at the same time, and I was super stressed, I dreamt that very often.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then it was like, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, because now I'm thinking, do I dream about, the current singles that I'm releasing? Mm-hmm. Because although I love the whole process, it's really stressful because I'm doing everything myself.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not dreaming of those things, which is good. But I'm also now kind of wondering, why am I not stress dreaming about my current situation, musical situation?
Well,
yes, do tell me the answer.
I don't know.
I would love to know.
But why would you wanna stress out more when you're sleeping? I mean, that's great, right?
I don't want to, but yeah.
How about nightmares? Have you ever had any recurring nightmares?
Yes. Oh, really good question. As a child, I always had 2 nightmares, the same nightmares. I don't know if I want to hear it. Really scary ones.
Okay.
The first one was that I was falling into a water well, and I would wake up just before I would hit the water.
Yeah. Did you wake up when you were about to hit the water?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, which in dream language means you die, right? Because you wake up just before you would die in a dream.
I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
That's what I've learned somewhere. I don't know, but that's...
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
You can't die in a dream.
You can't die in a dream?
No, you will wake up. I don't know the whole theory behind it, but that's what I picked up somewhere. So that's what I...
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first dream. And it's not too crazy that I came up with that, being a little girl, because on the... How do you say that? The place where my parents lived, they had a water well. And there was always a lid on it, and my parents were very stern on it. Do not go near it. Do not look into it. But my father occasionally would lift us up so we could look in it and see how deep it was.
Do you think maybe that idea, like, don't go near, like that put the idea...
Obviously, they sparked that dream. And then the other dream was that I was, again, this is so cozy and heartwarming, that I was trampled to death by cows.
No!
Yes.
That's gruesome.
Yeah, and I think that was because my parents had friends who were farmers, like a big stable full of cows.
Yeah.
And nothing happened, but I just remember being a very little girl and walking behind all those cows, just standing in line so nothing could happen. But from my perspective, being a small child looking up, that's a very impressive beast.
Absolutely.
And then being in the milk pit, so you're lower actually than the cows, and they all walk by, and you just see huge animals and all these hooves that are really impressive, just like in front of your eyes. And again, nothing happened, but it did spark the idea of if I would be standing there where they are standing, that would be the end of it.
Oh my God. But you dreamt that, but you also don't feel pain in a dream, right?
You can't feel pain. No, but
it's very scary.
I still know these two dreams from my childhood.
Oh my God.
Do you have any childhood dreams that you still remember?
Yeah, but now nightmares.
Well,
I mean, I must have dreamt about Freddy Krueger a few times. Do you remember Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street?
I wasn't allowed to watch stuff like that.
Yeah,
which I'm still grateful for.
But I never found them so scary because my parents always say like, you don't need to be scared. It's just a mask. And so in my dreams, I would always, in my dreams, he would try to scare me for my feeling. And then would just go like, you don't scare me. It's just a mask. So that was funny.
Really?
Yeah. But actually, the next statement relates to this question because the only dream that I can remember from when I was a child, it was actually not a nightmare. But
are we moving on?
Yes, we're moving on to statement number 2.
Yes.
Because statement number 2, which is by me, is if you could control your dreams, what fantasy world would you create every night?
Yes, I love this statement.
Yeah, and I had to think about it because when I was little, I used to have lucid dreams.
Ooh.
So those dreams where you can actually determine what you do.
Yeah.
And I would dream that I was flying very often.
Yeah.
And I love that. It was such a liberating, beautiful feeling. And I would regularly just start dreaming. And I was somewhere and talking to someone. And I thought oh, hell no, I'm going to go flying. Bye. And then it just, took off and started flying and went somewhere else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And the whole time here's me thinking if I could determine what I would do in a dream, I would choose a different thing than flying.
I was a child.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So
I have had some, I don't know if this ever happened to you, that you're having dreams that are very, let's say,
romantic.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, stupid laugh.
No, but then that you're dreaming. Have you ever had this? That you're dreaming and then you wake up for some reason and you're like, oh no, the dream was so nice, and then you go back to sleep.
Believe me,
you go back to sleep, and then you keep dreaming.
Yes,
I have been able to go back to the same dream, and that was very nice.
I too had that a few times. And Sam Hewen, if you're watching. Yeah, oh my God. Every now and then I dream about the guy who plays Outlander. But most of the time he is the Outlander. So he's Jamie. Because I'm a huge historical fiction fan. Mm-hmm. So, and I've had that too, that you can steer the dream.
Yeah.
And then the dream steers you again. And then you take over. It's this power fight. I love that. Right. And indeed, funny. Also the waking up and then oh, no, I was there. Let's continue. I was there. That's
great.
Yeah.
Is that, if you could control your dreams, is that the place that you would go to Jamie in the countryside?
Okay. Oh gosh, I would love to dive into history and if I, but if you could do
dreaming for educational purposes.
No. I always thought I was born in the wrong age.
That's true. You've said that.
Yeah. So if I could visit, like time travel through dreams, I would definitely do that.
Yeah?
And just wake up whenever it becomes too scary, or you have to have a tooth pulled out. I don't want to be in the Middle Ages then. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, or when you actually, you can't smell anything in a dream, right? Because for me, it's such a romantic idea of walking through London in
Because
the
you've only seen it on
1500s.
TV and you can't smell it.
And then,
but
and then actually when you are there in like the age of Anne Boleyn, so 1530, just before her beheading, I would have loved to be there and watch the whole procession.
That must
the
have
crowning
stunk.
and stuff.
yeah.
But this like open sewers, yeah, it's less romantic then.
Maybe
I
maybe
don't think
after maybe after spending some time there, you just like block it out.
Maybe.
You can get COVID and then go, and then you
No.
won't smell it because of the
Oh, I thought like infest everyone with COVID. I thought that was the idea.
No. I mean, get COVID, get better, but then still
okay,
not
get-
have the
get
sense
better.
of smell.
Yeah,
That was my idea, not the extinction of humanity.
I don't know. So anything you want to talk about?
People. I like people. Seriously. I don't want to go to nowhere that has existed before. I want to go to a magical world. I want to do magic. I want to fly, do spells, and
If you can
go
dream
to Hogwarts.
anything.
Well,
Yes. What? Because we're kind of moving into a parallel universe that you can design for yourself.
no.
What?
No, I'm
Fan statement.
I was thinking, like, are we going to the next statement? No, but no. I really like flying. That was like I haven't dreamt that since I was a kid.
I really like flying.
Yeah, no,
I do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, Woo, I know.
Yeah.
I'm getting high. No, I don't get high. No, but I really remember those dreams very fondly because it was so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Do you remember this? Like, not so. I mean, it was a few years ago. There was this commercial, and it was shared a lot on social media of this group of teens that were like in a meadow. On a valley, like a very green grass valley, and they were like doing big jumps and doing like
story.
no.
Okay.
No, it was a commercial. It was
commercial.
It was a commercial.
Because this sounds like
no.
a horror movie about to start.
And it was very beautiful. It was just a group of people, and they were running in this like beautiful meadow, and they were jumping, but the jumps were like almost flying. Like very long jumps, and they were doing like pirouettes in the air and stuff like that, which is something that I also dreamt.
That's one word.
Sometimes. My dreams fought me and like, no, you can't fly. And I thought like, okay, but then I'm still going to make like very long jumps.
Yeah.
And when I saw that commercial, I thought like, it really reminded me of the dreams.
Yeah.
And then I started dreaming it again for a little while. But
Really?
now I haven't. Yeah. It was just, that's the best thing.
Do you think you can like program dreams somehow?
That would be great.
If you think about something like really focused just in front... Am I again?
No,
doing
I'm just checking.
With everything I throw out, you're like checking, is this the fan statement?
I'm always checking if the recording's still recording and
if I'm screwing up the episode.
No, we're all good. Everything is good.
Okay.
Everything is great.
What was I saying?
It's like a dream.
Yeah, okay. So that you can like kind of influence what you're going to be dreaming about?
That would be great.
Like just before you go to sleep, puppies.
Kittens. Flying in it.
Because I do think it works the other way around.
Flying in a hippogriff.
Yeah.
Having a hippogriff and flying through the air.
Okay, we're talking about hippogriffs now. I have never flown a hippogriff.
Falcor! Do you remember that? Do you remember the never-ending story?
I was so scared of that dog. I had nightmares.
Falcor!
Is that what the dog is called?
Falcor!
There's this one scene, I don't remember anything of that movie except for these kids jumping on the flying dog, and then there's this wolf who just tries to catch them and like just misses them.
Yeah.
That haunted me.
But
in
Falcor
my
was
dream.
so cute.
Yeah, but
he had the biggest eyelashes. You remember Falcor's eyelashes?
No, I think I only seen that movie once, and then my mother said, "Okay, this is too scary for you."
No, I do remember the Neverending Story very fondly. Of course, traumatizing movie for anyone from my generation, because when Artax died, you know what I'm talking about. Tears, rivers.
Okay, so
Artax, the horse, remember? From Atreyu? Atreyu was like the when Sebastian is reading the book and he's reading about a hero in a story. I don't remember everything correctly. But he's driving, he's riding a horse. Driving a horse. He's riding a horse. And then he goes through
it's
this
an automatic horse.
through the swamp of eternal sadness, and then Artax, the horse, like sinks slowly into the swamp of sadness, and then you see Atreyu like pulling on the reins, like, Artax, please, you have to fight the sadness. That is like the now I'm crying already.
Is this a children's movie?
Yes, traumatizing. But Falcor was really cute. Falcors were really cute, and the idea of being able to fly in this like friendly, furry dragon dog. Yes,
dragon dog.
I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
Enough about
we move from hippogriffs to dragon dogs, who are very furry. And there was something I was talking about before that, but
you wanted to go back in history, and I wanted to go to
no.
That's
way before.
That's way before that. Okay.
I'm
sorry.
I don't recall now.
Never-ending story.
I was about yes, I remember. Aha.
Yep.
I was about to tell that if you can influence what you're going to dream about in a positive way, that I don't know if you can do that. I think you could do that if you're very mindful. But when I get spooked, when I go to bed and I have heard something. And let me tell you, Murmel, my little dog, he really doesn't help, because there was this example of I was in my bed and there was something like poof, and I was like, and I was like looking at my dog like, okay, so you're here, I'm safe because you will guard me. And the look on his little face, looking at me like, did you hear that? I was like, oh. You're not supposed to be more scared than I am. Yeah, so that didn't help. But every time I have something like that, I have to like calm myself down, which usually doesn't help. And then I just like go scroll something that will take over, like tsunamis.
Really?
Yeah.
Natural disasters?
Oh, I love natural disasters.
Oh my God.
But I love seeing, well, I don't love how destructive they are, but I am always very amazed to see how powerful nature can be.
Impressive.
So tornadoes, tsunamis, earthquakes, landslides. If you look
volcano eruptions.
Oh yeah, less so. No, somehow it has to be wind or water. If you look at my my Explorer feed,
yeah, really.
Oh yeah, it's full of that. Or ships in high seas. Like
you've showed me this. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, so that I have to distract my mind, and then I will be dreaming about drowning or something.
You don't dream. That was what I was about to say. You don't dream that you're stuck in a boat in the middle of a storm at sea.
I did but I did dream about drowning after watching Titanic.
No.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh. All these scenes, and now it's like love and hate at the same time. Don't you have that you watch something and you think, oh, I shouldn't because my mind will bug me about this later.
Yes.
And still you're like, okay, I want to know how it ends.
Yeah, no, I don't watch horror stuff anymore.
No, me neither.
Do you remember when you probably didn't watch it, but The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix?
I know, I should not watch these
It's a series and it gets progressively scary, and they do that on purpose because you get hooked on the plot.
Yeah.
And in the beginning you think, this is not that scary.
Yeah.
I can manage. But then it gets progressively scarier. And then they have this bent neck lady, which I did dream. I'm not going to tell you more about it.
No, please don't.
But I did dream about her a couple of times, and I was like, damn you, Netflix! You tricked me into nightmares.
No, I can't. No.
No.
I really hate that. I get spooked easily, so I don't want to know anything like that.
No, yeah. No, so I don't watch horror stuff because I think like it's not worth it.
No,
not getting
neither.
a good night's sleep.
No. I also don't watch fighting scenes, for example. I don't like
Fighting?
Yeah, like in Outlander, all those fighting scenes, I'm like, okay, gonna create a necklace meanwhile. La, 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 la.
Really? Well, it's not
They're
very
done fighting.
interesting.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
No.
Well, it's not very interesting. All of the men watching this podcast
No,
are
I
like,
do like I do like
fights are the best point. No.
politics being played out, but it's like I like the fighting of the mind,
Right.
not of the sword.
Yeah, no, same. No, fighting, it's not very interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
It's funny that we ended up on a tone that is completely unrelated to the statement, but I think we covered it. Okay, statement number 3.
Sorry. Three.
And this was we asked our patrons on our Patreon page for a statement, and this one's from Graham
Again.
Just Graham, we like your statement. Sorry, everyone.
We just went over the statements together before recording this episode, and somehow he always comes up with a very good one.
So his statement was, if you could perfectly record your dreams, would you share those recordings with anyone?
I wish that I could keep a dream journal. I know that they actually exist, that you write down what you've dreamt.
Absolutely.
But I just want to like tap in like they do in Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah. Yes, the...
Yeah, I don't know what the English...
The pensive.
Yeah, is that what?
The pensive is the
okay,
dish.
so it's pretty close in the Dutch word.
Yeah.
And I wish that I could do that, like extract a dream and then indeed share it with someone else.
You would? But those are thoughts.
Well, let me show you the Jamie dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay.
Did I convince you?
But riddle me this. Can I
I'm not there. I won't
put myself in the dream? Because then
you don't have to watch us.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, if you think about it like that, then I see your point. Because I'm thinking like a verbatim recording of my dreams and then just sharing whatever my weird ass brain comes up with. Because let me tell you this, I don't remember any particular dreams at this moment. But if I eat a very heavy meal, I will normally have the weirdest dreams.
Really?
Like extremely weird. Fantastic, complex stories of intrigue and espionage and very complicated.
You would be dreaming about the food.
No, not about the food. Funny enough, being that I am very obsessed with food, I never dream about food.
You don't?
No.
That's a shame.
I know. Yeah. No, but if I dream...
no calories in dreams.
Shit. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I do dream about food when I'm on a diet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can.
And then I'm thinking like, oh no, I ate so much and I broke my diet. And I wake up like, it's just a dream. That's a problem, isn't it? That's problematic. We need to make another episode about weight and body image. We were just discussing.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah. No, but I mean, when I read the statement, the first thing I thought was like, oh, do I want the people to see my weird ass?
But everyone is weird dreams. That's the whole point of dreams. They don't make sense.
Yeah.
Everything happens in a dream.
But it is true because I did this for a while. I kept a notebook next to my bed.
You really did that?
And wrote everything that I remember.
Wow.
And those dreams, I still remember.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you anything about it because they were freaking weird. Very weird. But
now I want to know.
Yeah, but I some of those I do remember.
That is beautiful,
that's strange,
though.
Huh? Yeah. It's like I can really summon the images.
And were they like, was there a story in them, or were they therapeutic, or were they just like patchwork
They're
of?
never really therapeutic. Some are stories, like really weird stories, and some are just like, oh, I'm here and this is happening. Okay. And then that's it. Like images, snapshots.
I remember a weird dream. I went, hello, kitty. I was just now remembering a weird dream that I had like last week, I think. I was living in an apartment building, which I never lived in, so it was only existing in my mind. And I had a fight with a neighbor opposite of me. And I had a good friend of mine staying in my apartment. And then she came round to my apartment, knocked on the door, and I was like, oh, okay, there she is again, this annoying neighbor. And then when I opened up the door, she had 2 policemen with her, it's telling that my friend who was with me, like, tried to kill her husband. And I was like in this dream, like screaming, like, no, you made that up. And how did you convince them? And they took him away. And I woke up like, in full like fight mode, is like, I'm going to call the help desk and release all my anger. That mode.
Yeah.
That was a recent dream of mine. I would have loved to record that and then play that to the friend who was with me and just ask, like, does this mean anything to you?
Well, I know what it means.
Did I just protect you from something you actually
But
did?
this friend is an actual friend of yours.
It's an actual friend,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I think it means later.
Ooh. Oh.
Off camera.
Ooh.
You can know. I'm sorry.
Now I'm really curious.
Secret information.
Secret information?
No,
Did you just say,
nothing sexy about it.
We get the point, Marcela.
Should we move on?
Yes, okay.
All right, dreamers and nightmare survivors.
Yeah.
It's time for that moment we'll look forward to, our podcast playlist segment. Each episode we choose songs that perfectly capture the essence of our topic. And you, our devoted listeners, get to vote for your favorite song on our Instagram stories the Sunday after this episode airs. And then we put it on our fantastic podcast playlist.
Yeah.
Okay, so our latest episode.
If we don't forget all of the above. Yeah.
The last episode we dedicated entirely to Flameborn. So we didn't have a voting.
That one.
So yeah, we're going to put Flameborn on the playlist.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and add that to the playlist.
Yes, yeah.
It's a great song. Beautiful
For
song.
those of you who have tuned in for the first time to our podcast in this episode, I mean, firstly, why? Doesn't everyone love doing things in order? Don't we? And secondly, Flameborn is a duet from me, for which I invited Marcela.
Yes.
So,
if you haven't
yet,
yes.
But you have.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, where have you been? Were you abducted by aliens?
Yes.
But anyway, so now we're back to a regular format.
Yeah.
And we have a new contest to be had.
And I'm again wondering, like always, do we have the same song?
Well, tell me, which one do you have?
I have Sweet Dreams Are Made of These.
Yes.
But since the topic is dreams and nightmares, I want the version by Marilyn Manson.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can totally make this
dreams.
sweet dream sound like a nightmare.
Very nice version.
Yes.
I really
I've actually
love
seen
it.
that live.
You have?
Yeah, in Nijmegen.
Oh, very
It
cool.
was a festival. I don't know. Was it? I don't know if it still exists anymore. That's also where I got my nose pierced. But that's just some side information. Yeah. So yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah.
I think you're going to win. But anyway, well.
No, I'm very curious now.
Dreams by the Cranberries.
Oh,
my life is changing every day. And every part impossible way.
I really need to hear the original.
Dreams is this song was. Now I have to check site, but after it was released, it was on every soundtrack of every movie, basically, and it really the Cranberries was one of the first rock bands, I guess you could say that I started listening to.
Yeah,
because of Zombie, because it had the heavy guitar. So, but then I went back to that album, and when they have Dreams in and as well, I forgot the name of the album. Doesn't matter, but a beautiful song. Very
I'm not
iconic.
Not sure that I will be winning this one.
No,
no, everyone loves the Cranberries. I think
everyone. Does everyone love the Cranberries? I love.
It's such a cult thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually was now convinced that you were going to say Puff the Magic Dragon because you were talking about the dragon
Puff the
dog.
Magic Dragon. Well, I could have gone for Never Ending Story.
Yeah,
but that's not so much a dream as it is a never ending story.
That's true.
Yeah. But anyway, so up to you, the decision. Which song should make it to the podcast playlist?
Yeah.
Either
Sweet Dreams by Sweet Dreams. Yeah. That's the title, right? Sweet dreams are made of these.
I guess so.
Who am I to disagree? But then...
Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Have you heard that version?
Yeah, I think so.
Who am I to disagree?
Yeah. I know.
Yes, or Dreams by the Cranberries.
Yes.
Check out our Instagram stories. Follow us on
do.
Instagram so you can vote. And
Then follow us first, then check out the story.
yeah.
That's maybe the proper order.
Yes, and with that, we have reached the end of another episode.
Wow.
Thank you for tuning back
See you in 4 months?
Yes.
No.
No, we actually know for a fact that it's not going to happen.
No.
You are going to hear from us sooner
Really
than that.
soon.
Really soon. As always, you can find us on all of your favorite social media platforms. Well, not all of them, but namely Facebook, Instagram. And for exclusive content, you can join us on Patreon. You can support our podcast there. We have some bonus content from here from time to time.
Yeah.
You can listen to the podcast. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and also you can watch it on YouTube. Don't forget us to give us a nice rating, please. We would very much appreciate it. And before we drift off to dreamland until our next episode, which is going to be a couple of minutes from now, we simply must ask that ever important question: Are we better friends yet?
I think so.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I wouldn't dream of anything else.
Excellent. All right. See you soon. Bye.